Diamond Hill is a neighborhood in East Kowloon, Hong Kong, and despite its name, there are no actual diamonds there. It got its name either from the quartz crystals found in the area or from a mistranslation of its original Chinese name. It is known for several key attractions, including the Chi Lin Nunnery, a stunning wooden Buddhist temple built in the Tang Dynasty style, surrounded by beautiful gardens. The Nan Lian Garden, a peaceful classical Chinese garden with ponds, pagodas, and a tea house. Plaza Hollywood, one of the biggest shopping malls in the area, located directly next to Diamond Hill MTR station. Chi Lin Nunnery is a Buddhist temple complex built in the traditional Tang Dynasty style, constructed entirely with wood without nails, using ancient Chinese architectural techniques. It features golden Buddha statues, serene lotus ponds, and elegant halls for meditation and worship. It is free for entry, making it a great place for cultural and spiritual experience, and the adjacent Nan Lian Garden. Nan Lian Garden is a classical Chinese garden covering 3.5 hectares, designed in Tang Dynasty style, with beautiful golden pagodas, koi ponds, waterfalls, and meticulously arranged rocks and trees. It is home to a vegetarian restaurant, a tea house, and a small museum showcasing timber architecture. The most efficient way to reach Diamond Hill is by taking the MTR. The Diamond Hill station serves both the Kwun Tong Green Line and the Tuen Ma Maroon Line. Once at Diamond Hill Station, popular attractions like Plaza Hollywood, Chi Lin Nunnery, and Nan Lian Gardens are accessible from exit C2. In this vlog, I will be visiting the Diamond Hill area, including Chi Lin Nunnery, Nan Lian Garden, and Plaza Hollywood, as well as talking about the history of the area. Diamond Hill in Kowloon, Hong Kong was once home to a significant squatter settlement that emerged in the mid-20th century. During the 1950s and 1960s, the area became a refuge for immigrants and low-income families, with the squatter population peaking at around 50,000 residents. These makeshift communities were characterized by improvised housing structures and a strong sense of community among inhabitants. One notable enclave within Diamond Hill was Tai Home Village, recognized as the largest squatter village in Kowloon. Established in the late 1940s, Tai Home Village became a vibrant community and even housed several film studios, contributing to Hong Kong's burgeoning film industry. Life in Diamond Hill Squatter Village was characterized by makeshift homes constructed from simple materials and lacking basic amenities. Despite the challenging living conditions, a strong sense of community flourished among residents. The area was also a hub for cultural events. In the 1980s and 1990s, the Hong Kong government initiated efforts to clear squatter areas to make way for urban development and improve living standards. The Diamond Hill squatter area was among the last major squatter settlements to be cleared, with demolition occurring between the 1990s and early 2000s. Despite its cultural significance, the village faced demolition, and the process was completed in 2001 to make way for urban development projects. The transformation of Diamond Hill from a squatter area to a modern urban district reflects Hong Kong's rapid development over the past few decades. Today, landmarks such as the Chi Lin Nunnery and Nan Lian Garden stand in the vicinity, symbolizing the area's rich history and cultural heritage. While the original squatter villages no longer exist, the legacy of these communities continue to influence the cultural and historical narratives of Diamond Hill and Hong Kong at large. Tai Home Village was once the largest squatter village in Kowloon. Established around the 1800s by Zhu Renfeng, the village initially had a modest population with approximately 50 residents. A century later, primarily engaged in farming. The discovery of granite in the area led to a shift towards quarrying, which became the villagers' main occupation. In 1936, the Hong Kong government attempted to reclaim the land rights to the district. The village became government land except for 20% of privately owned land. In 1956, the immigrants from mainland China entered the village. Some of these were wealthy people from Shanghai. The area was popular among the upper middle class until the 1960s. During Japanese occupation of Hong Kong in the 1940s, Tai Home Village was demolished for the expansion of Kai Tak Airport. The village was restored after the surrender of the Japanese, but the Chu family did not entirely restore their home. Only Chu Sham Tak remained in the village after the demolition, and the temple of the Chu family was not restored. In the middle of the 20th century, Tai Home Village experienced significant growth when it became a hub for Hong Kong's burgeoning film industry. Several film studios were established in the area, attracting numerous celebrities and industry professionals who took up residence there. However, by the 1960s, the village faced challenges such as overcrowding and deteriorating living conditions. Reports from the 1980s highlighted issues like inadequate sanitation, poor infrastructure, and fire hazards. Thus, the Hong Kong government initiated plans to redevelop the area, leading to the village's demolition, which was completed in 2001. There are three historical structures that were preserved. They are known as the Three Treasures of Tai Home. The former Royal Air Force hangar, erected in 1934 at Kai Tak Airport and relocated to Tai Home Village in 1943. This hangar is the only surviving pre-war military aircraft hangar in Hong Kong. Old Pillbox, which was constructed in 1930 as a defensive strongpoint, is served as an air raid shelter during World War II. Stone House, which was built in the 1940s, this structure provided residence for artists and filmmakers during the village's cinematic heyday. Today, the site of the Tai Home Village awaits redevelopment, with discussions ongoing about preserving its historical and cultural significance. Try Audible Plus today, where you can stream and download thousands of shows and titles from the Plus catalog, including Audible originals, audiobooks, and podcasts. Audible is perfect for when you're in long commutes, like when I was traveling from New Jersey to New York City or from Manhattan to Flushing. Use the link in the description to get your free trial. Book a local host for a personalized tour of Hong Kong. Get a local's perspective on Hong Kong's top attractions and lesser known parts of the city. Enjoy a customized tour, be matched with a local guide based on your interests, and experience Hong Kong from a local's POV. Use my link to book a private walking city tour with a local guide using Get Your Guide. The Chi Lin Nunnery has been a retreat for Buddhist nuns since the 1930s, but was rebuilt in the 1990s using traditional Tang Dynasty architecture. There is one unique feature about the architecture. The wooden halls were built without using a single nail. Instead, the massive cypress wood beams all interlocking perfectly, making it the world's largest handmade wooden building and the only one of its kind in Hong Kong. It's a tranquil walk around the compound through a series of large gates, with the first courtyard leading you to the beautiful lotus pond garden with manicured bonsai trees, intricate carvings, and stone lion heads spurting out water in the fountain. The Chi Lin Nunnery is connected by pedestrian footbridge to the Nan Lian Garden. In the middle is a red bridge leading to the Pavilion of Absolute Perfection. This is without a doubt the most photogenic spot, and one full of contrast, with the golden pavilion shining in the sun, framed by Hong Kong's high-rises and lush green mountains. The history of the Nan Lian Garden is intertwined. The history of the Nan Lian Garden is intertwined with the history and philosophy of Chinese gardening and the cultural influence of the Chi Lin Nunnery. The Chi Lin Nunnery was established in 1934 with a history rooted in Buddhist teachings. It originally started as a small Buddhist community and temple, but later expanded over the years. The Nunnery was built in Tang Dynasty architectural style, which was the foundation for the garden's design. In the 1990s, Hong Kong's government and the Chi Lin Nunnery monks decided to create a large-scale garden in the vicinity of the Nunnery to complement the peaceful and spiritual environment of the temple. The construction began in 2000, and over the course of several years, traditional Chinese landscaping techniques were employed to build the garden from scratch. The goal was to create an authentic, tranquil space that followed principles of feng shui, balance, and harmony, which are key elements in Chinese garden design. architecture of the Chi Lin Nunnery is built in the Tang Dynasty style, which is a golden age of Chinese architecture. The wooden structures are constructed without using nails, following traditional methods that have been passed down through generations. One of the most striking features of the Nunnery is the wooden structures, particularly the main hall and pavilions, all made from Chinese cedar wood. The pavilion-style buildings, stately columns, and intricate carvings on the wooden beams represent the grandeur and elegance of Tang architecture. The current complex was rebuilt starting in 1990 and completed in 2000, combining traditional wooden architecture with principles of Tang's dynasty style, which reflects the period aesthetics and spiritual ideals. The complex features a series of gardens, ponds, and walking paths, making it not only a place of worship, but a peaceful retreat for visitors. The landscape is designed with principles of feng shui and traditional Chinese garden aesthetics in mind. Main features of the complex include the main hall, the most significant building in the Nunnery, which houses statues of 3 Buddhas, Buddhist scriptures and artifacts. The Nunnery contains a Buddhist library as well as important scriptures, statues, and artifacts that showcase Buddhist culture. A lotus pond that's filled with lotus flowers, which symbolize purity in the Buddhist culture. The Golden Pavilion, which is one of the most iconic structures of the complex, which is located near the lotus pond and is known for its beauty and spiritual significance. Surrounding the Nunnery are beautifully landscaped gardens that offer a serene space for meditation, reflection, and a connection to nature. Chi Lin Nunnery is a place of worship for Buddhists, particularly for nuns who live and practice there. It is dedicated to the cultivation of virtue and the study of Buddhist teachings. The complex offers meditation classes and Buddhist education to visitors and residents to engage in spiritual practice and deep contemplation. The Nunnery is closely tied to the cultural heritage of Hong Kong and represents the importance of Buddhism in the region's history and identity. The complex is a peaceful retreat in the middle of the busy Kowloon district, providing a spiritual solace and calm to visitors. Nan Lian Garden is a beautiful classical Chinese garden in Kowloon. Designed in Tang Dynasty style, it covers about 3.5 hectares and features meticulously landscaped hills, ponds, waterfalls, and bridges in traditional wooden architecture. The garden is connected to the adjacent Chi Lin Nunnery, creating a peaceful and picturesque retreat amid the city's hustle and bustle. The garden is designed in the style of classical Chinese gardens from the Tang Dynasty, featuring traditional wooden architecture and meticulous landscaping. It was built in collaboration with the Chi Lin Nunnery, creating a harmonious cultural and spiritual space. Despite its ancient appearance, Chi Lin Nunnery is relatively new, officially opening to the public in November of 2006. Highlights of the Nan Lian Garden include the Golden Pavilion and Ziwu Bridge, one of the most iconic views in the garden, the Blue Pond filled with koi fish and reflecting the stunning architecture, the Chi Lin Nunnery, which is adjacent to the Nan Lian Garden. It's a Buddhist temple complex with stunning wooden structures, a tea house vegetarian restaurant which offers traditional Chinese tea and vegetarian cuisine. There is also a museum that showcases both rock and timber displays. The garden showcases a unique collection of scholars' rocks and ancient tree wood, some pieces being hundreds of years old. Every rock, tree, pond, and bridge in the garden is placed with symbolic meaning following traditional Chinese landscaping principles that emphasize harmony and balance. The Nan Lian Garden was designed as a public space that blends nature, spirituality, and traditional Chinese art to provide a peaceful escape from the busy urban environment of Kowloon. The garden was built using traditional Chinese construction techniques, with all the structures being made from wood and no nails were used in the construction of the buildings. It took several years of painstaking work to import materials and assemble these pieces in harmony with landscape. There is a classical Chinese tea house inside the garden, as well as a vegetarian restaurant serving Buddhist-friendly cuisine. The garden represents a blend of traditional Chinese culture, Buddhism, and nature worship. The layout, plantings, and structures are meant to represent the relationship between humans and nature in a way that promotes peace, meditation, and balance. The garden serves as an example of Chinese landscaping, which emphasizes natural beauty and design that mirrors the ideals of Taoism and Confucianism, such as balance and the concepts of living in harmony with nature. The garden is free to enter and provides a serene escape in the middle of busy Kowloon. It's an excellent place for photography, relaxation, and cultural appreciation. Today, the garden continues to be a major cultural and spiritual landmark in Hong Kong, drawing visitors both for its aesthetic beauty and connection to traditional Chinese philosophies. Chi Lin Nunnery was built in 1936 and covers an area of more than 30,000 square meters. Chi Lin Nunnery is a wooden building complex designed in the artistic style of the Tang Dynasty. The layout is distinct and the buildings are distributed primarily and secondary along a central axis. Use my link to plan your trip to the Chi Lin Nunnery using trip.com. The overall layout of Nan Lian Garden is dominated by water with koi ponds, and the skeleton of dikes and valleys is the skeleton, and the garden buildings with flowers, trees, and cypresses along with other plants as the theme. All of this according to the principles of Chinese feng shui. Use my link to plan your trip to Nan Lian Garden using trip.com. Plaza Hollywood is a prominent shopping center located in Diamond Hill, Kowloon in Hong Kong. Opened in 1997, it offers a diverse retail experience with over 290 local and international brands encompassing fashion, beauty, electronics, and more. The mall also features a variety of dining options from casual eateries to specialty restaurants, catering to a wide range of culinary preferences. The shopping center is located at the former Tai Home Village squatter area. It began to develop into a residential and shopping center after the demolition of the squatter area in the mid-1990s. The shopping center is surrounded by Fong Tak Road, Long Poon Street, Tai Home Street, and Zhong Yuan Street. It is located directly adjacent to Diamond Hill MTR station and next to Long Chung Road, which is one of the main truck roads in Hong Kong. Inspired by the shopping mall concept in the US, the 4-story Plaza Hollywood houses over 200 shops and restaurants offering various kinds of popular items and cuisines. A lot of functions and exhibits are staged at the Star Atrium at the center on floor 1, which occupies an area of about 10,000 square feet with a 25-meter high ceiling that encompasses a stained glass canopy. Like the Avenue of Stars, the Star Atrium on the first floor has the names of 60 Hong Kong celebrities who have received awards from the Hong Kong Film Awards set into star-shaped floor tiles. Each level is connected by multiple sets of escalators. The 4th floor houses the sales office of the shopping center, cinemas, and restaurants, all of which are independently connected via the elevator on the 3rd floor. Plaza Hollywood has boutiques everywhere with multiple brands under ITs. Level 1 is where the large fashion apparel and jewelry stores are concentrated. Level 2 is mainly for skincare, cosmetics, clothing, home appliances, and telecom stores. Level 3 has restaurants as well as the cinema and children's clothing and household personal care stores. There are over 30 restaurants including Pizza Hut and Winghua. It also has over 100 clothing, electronics, and retail stores. Conveniently connected to the Diamond Hill MTR station, Plaza Hollywood serves as a central hub for shopping, dining, and entertainment in the area. See the sights of Hong Kong with a private guide on a customizable walking half-day tour designed to provide a detailed introduction to the city at the beginning of your tour before you explore more on your own, or if you have limited time in the city. This tour will be tailored to your interests, which you'll provide after booking. Then enjoy an exploration specific to your interest, from history and culture to food, markets, and local neighborhoods. Use my link to book your customizable private tour in Hong Kong using Viator. Diamond Hill is home to several temples and cultural heritage sites, offering insights into Hong Kong's past and spiritual traditions. Chi Lin Nunnery is a beautiful Buddhist complex with traditional wooden architecture set amidst lush greenery and lotus ponds. It's a peaceful and serene spot to explore. Nan Lian Garden is a meticulously designed classical Chinese garden, perfect for leisurely walks. It's a quiet oasis that contrasts with the hustle and bustle of the city. The area also has the Plaza Hollywood shopping mall, which offers a mix of local and international brands, as well as a variety of dining options. Diamond Hill in Hong Kong offers a blend of cultural, historical, and natural attractions, making it a great destination for visitors. In my next vlog, I'll be visiting Saiwan Ho and the Fireboat Alexander Grantham exhibition.